So I saw this video of VDM and Jellof fighting. Someone sent it to me early this morning, and honestly, I thought it was a skit. And not until I had to look at it again when I went online and saw lots of people, circulating the video. I had to watch it like real for real. It was a fight, and I'm not really surprised that VDM could fight. No, I'm not. But I'm just only surprised that there are some people out there who will still support VDM for fighting in the aircraft. I know there are many Nigerians who support him for fighting in the aircraft. And this brings me to the topic about Nigerians. Most of us collectively are big cowards. You know why we are cowards? Because um, we don't want to be the one who looks like to be on the not popular side of the world. And that is why we keep having issues like this come up in the country where we can't tell the truth to ourselves. There are certain behaviors that we shouldn't tolerate. And there are certain behaviors that people shouldn't cheer on. But let's see how the narrative plays out. People are going to talk about, oh, VDM, oh, he did very well. He did. I'm not trying to hold brief for Mr. Jollof in this case. No, I'm not holding brief for any of them. But I'm talking to likes of you who will come out today to say what he did was right. Do not forget, this is the same VDM who spoke strongly about Comfort Emerson fighting with the flight attendants. So we live in a country where people pick and choose who they want to oppress. People pick and choose who they should criticize. People pick and choose who is untouchable in your own opinion. So this to me is just a mirror of the Nigerian system where young people are too scared to stand for the side of the truth. And this affects us collectively because why am I saying so? If you cannot talk to your friend or your neighbor or someone you like or your idol about what they do wrong, how will you be able to challenge policies when it is wrong? How will you be able to challenge a system where they have power, they have the three arms of government? So it starts with you speaking the truth to yourself. Look at that picture. Look at the video circulating. How cool is that? VDM actually left his spot. Left his spot and all that is 100% wrong. Left where he was sat. Moved to another person's seat to verbally attack the person. And then that led to a fight between them. You left your spot. And one thing I wanted to mention also is that that aircraft was going to land in the same spot where you're going to. No restraint, no self-control. I mean, there was nothing that would have led to that other than ego flexing. Other than ego flexing, VDM on his own did not know that the outcome of that thing would be a fight. Apparently, he thought Mr. Jollof was just going to leave in and not do anything. But Mr. Jollof reacted based on reflex because when you move to someone and tell the person, slap me, there's a possibility the person might think you're going to attack them and then they will attack you in that process. End of the day, we have to always learn to speak the truth to ourselves. VDM was wrong, Jollof was wrong, but who initiated that fight, VDM, is 100% wrong. And I want to use this opportunity to also say to the aviation, right? The same measures you use on people, you should sanction them for fighting in the flight. We must be able to enforce the law when necessary. People cannot come to a public space where you have likes of other people who are responsible enough to sit in an aircraft and people who are not responsible enough to be in the aircraft who come fighting to mess up the space. And we also want to talk strongly on people who we idolize and feel, oh, they can never do wrong. We are all human beings because if we don't help to check our fans, they're going to go astray. So this is for all of you who are going to come on this post and say, oh, yori, oh, he cannot do any wrong. My dear, imagine if he was flying maybe an international aircraft and he did that. The boat would be in prison somehow. I'm telling you. He is the aggressor in this case. Maybe his case would have been more. So you have to learn to tell people how to behave in public spaces. We have this thing about Nigerians who cheer people on even when they are going wrong. We can always walk over the law for certain people. I want to see the outcome of this. I want to see the standard at which the aviation is going to set because I can't go into an aircraft. I don't know who's going to slap me next because if this is not checked, we are not safe anywhere. Justice must be served to everybody equally. And we cannot be someone who talks about justice, fairness, equity, and you behave otherwise. So we shouldn't try to bridge such society where people can act without caution and feel they're above the law. We talk about politicians. I talk about politicians. I talk a lot about politicians. But what happens when my fellow man, who is a non-politician, who doesn't even have the authority, start acting based on the fact that he feels he's got the social media platform? If we're talking about fixing Nigeria, we have to fix our behavior. We have to fix our attitude. We have to fix the way we abuse power, privileges. Because you say you're abusing power, you look at somebody who you feel you're stronger than, you want to go fight the person because you know you're stronger than the person. There's a possibility you can outwit that person in a fight. And you go to fight that person. That is abuse. Yes, that is an abuse in its own. At the end of the day, it's okay for anybody to behave anyhow. But what is not okay is for you to call white black. So if you're trying to fight for fairness, you have to start with yourselves, with your conscience, with the way you treat other people. As a matter of fact, it's always the truth at a time. Take care and have a nice day.